friends, we're so glad that you could be here with us right now. As always, I'm Sierra.
And I'm Amanda. And together we're...
The Educators! Can you guess what today's topic is all about?
Probably the most asked question. Why does helium make my voice all funny and stuff? But before we will answer that question, we are going to fill you full of helium facts.
Did you know that helium was named after the sun god Helios because it was first found on the sun?
They must have went at night.
Clever.
But seriously, how did they find helium on the sun?
They used a diffraction grating.
A diffraction grating is a film that has millions of tiny scratches on it that refract light in different colors, and every element has a different color.
Spectrum thing. Has a thing.
Been up all night.
And you know, and hydrogen, scientists already knew its spectrum. They knew that hydrogen showed off these certain colors when diffracted. So when they looked up at the sun with their diffraction grating, probably like a big telescope fancy thing, I only had like a little tiny piece of plastic.
Mm-hmm.
They saw something that wasn't hydrogen. I mean, they saw hydrogen too, but they saw something that was just like, dude, this ain't hydrogen, man. This is something else. I think we found something else, man.
Yeah.
Like, found helium, man. That's what they found. The stuff that you put in your balloons, first discovered on that sun thing that, you know, burns your skin. Gives you cancer.
Oops.
And the D. Vitamin D.
I thought you were going somewhere else with that. Okay. Helium sits right at the corner of our
periodic table, our fancy periodic table. Look at how fancy
it's
that shenanigan is.
And it's unique because it is a noble gas that has 2 electrons in its outer energy level.
That's not the only thing that makes helium unique.
What else is special about it?
Well, you see, like, all these other elements, all these, like, 112 elements, they all, you know, you can, like, if you really, really tried your hardest, you could probably get solid oxygen.
It'd be hard.
Or, well, yeah, it'd be freezing. I mean, you wouldn't want to touch it. You'd probably, like, get frostbite immediately. It'd be terrible. You'd probably never want to do anything ever again because your fingers would be frozen. But the only thing, you know, the only element that can't go solid is, you know, helium, that light substance that you like to inhale and go.
Yeah.
Just imagine that.
So,
solid helium. Hey, look, Mommy! It's solid! I can hit people with it and it hurts! Haha! But it still floats in the air.
why do you have those bruises, Timmy? Johnny hit me with his balloon! Because helium is solid in this world because there's no rules because we've been up all night. We've had caffeine and tea.
So, you know, they've tried to get helium down to a solid, but it's really hard because helium's melting point, freezing point, is 4 Kelvin. And that's super cold, man.
Wait, Kelvin, wasn't that the guy in your physics class? Like, how did you get 4 of him in a room to make helium into a liquid?
This guy, it's not that type of Kelvin. A Kelvin in science is a temperature graduate. They use it to know, like, take the temperature of things, the average kinetic energy of things. It's the approximately the same size as a Celsius degree.
What means Celsius?
It's about 1.8 Fahrenheit degrees.
Okay, so why did they make another temperature scale?
Well, you see, the Kelvin temperature scale, it's unique because there are no negatives, and absolute 0 is 0 Kelvin. Well, you know, was. They were doing, like, you know, science things or freezing things and supercooling things, and then they did the really unexpected thing, and they went below absolute 0.
So absolute 0 was a theory.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. I mean,
Science.
yeah, science is basically just theories. The only thing that's really a law is gravity. And, you know, in this day and age, that might be proven wrong also.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so how exactly is that possible? Because, you know, 0 degrees Kelvin is absolute 0, and at absolute 0, everything stops.
Well, you see, the Kelvin absolute 0 is just an extrapolated point. They just took, like, like a bunch of boiling points and freezing points with a bunch of elements, and they plotted them all out in like a scatter plot, and then they drew a line to connect them, and they drew it all the way to the bottom they extrapolated that point. So really, yeah, again, you said it's just a theory. They just did experiments, and that's what it turned out to be. And now it's wrong. So now they have to go through all these new experiments and more adventures in the science world to
Going on an adventure.
adventures.
Adventures are fun. So, okay, exactly how cold is 4 degrees Kelvin?
It's about negative 269 degrees Celsius. About negative 452 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, now I understand. And that is really cold.
Yeah, you think Minnesotan weathers are cold? Yeah, you won't even make it to the door, and that you'd be just like,
Nope.
frozen salad.
No coat big enough for that. So, helium in a liquid form, not very appealing.
No joke. Go Google it.
Yeah, we'll wait. Helium may not be very cool to look at, but it does this really cool thing where it crawls up the side of its container.
And why does it do that?
Because it is less dense than air. Because helium, even as a liquid, is more dense than its gas phase, but is still less dense than air. And why is that?
Well, as we stated before, as we brought out our fancy, handy-dandy periodic table, helium sits right here at number 2. The number 2 represents the atomic number, basically the number of protons in the nucleus. So there's 2 protons in the nucleus. And the more protons you have, it's like, the more grapes you have, the heavier the bag is going to be. And it only has 2, so, the only thing that, is less dense than it is hydrogen.
Yeah. But no one really pays attention to hydrogen.
Yeah, it's a minority in our atmosphere, because, oxygen and nitrogen are the one that's, like, ruling the kingdom, and a good thing, too, because, we breathe oxygen, and if we didn't have it in our atmosphere, we'd probably be dead. Or fish. Fish of some sort.
Dead fish.
Dead fish.
Dead
Dead fish.
yeah.
Dead fish.
So nitrogen has 7 protons, right?
It's right there.
And oxygen has 8.
Right there.
Which makes it more dense than helium.
Yep.
That is weird.
So, when you inhale helium and you start to talk,
Your vocal folds move faster.
which create higher frequencies.
Making your voice sound like this.
Now, when you're messing with a substance like helium, you need to be very
Extremely.
careful with what you're doing.
Okay. If you've ever seen the show 1,000 Ways to Die, there are these 2 people on there, and they decided that they wanted to go into a giant helium-filled balloon. Sounds fun. Maybe you'll float. But they didn't, okay? They died. Do you want to die? I don't think you do.
And along with, a lighter gas making your voice higher, there are going to be deeper gases that make your voice lower. There's one that I can think of that does this, and just don't do this. Don't inhale it. Don't be stupid. But if, in a metaphorical sense, if you did inhale it, what it would do, it like, just like helium, it would sit on your vocal folds and it'll make them vibrate slower. Kind of like, going through molasses in January.
Don't do it.
Yeah, seriously, just don't do it. And by the slower vibrations, they create lower frequencies, which make your voice lower by like an octave or 2.
Don't do it.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Because it is denser than air, you have to forcibly remove it from your body. And, if you don't, you kind of die.
Yeah,
And
so you have to like stand on your head or cough. But seriously, don't do it.
yeah,
Don't.
yeah, it's a bad idea.
It is
In general
a bad
sense.
idea.
This is a bad idea, but that's like over 9,000 times worse.
Yeah.
Just don't
Yeah, like
Don't
that.
do
I think that would like physically like hurt to
Yeah.
breathe.
damage you.
Yeah. So, Don't do this. Don't try this at home.
Yeah, if
yeah.
it's not air, don't breathe it.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Good rule. Good rule to live.
Because you need the oxygen, and if you don't have the oxygen, bad things happen, things.
Like you die.
Yeah, you die. You don't want to die.
No.
So, anyway.
Yeah, so now we're going to completely negate all the warnings that we gave you to entertain you. It's just for you.
Well, we're college students, so we're kind of like professionals.
No, we're not. Not professionals.
Follow the yellow brick road. Follow the yellow brick road.
We represent the Lollipop Guild.
Exterminate Neo! I solemnly swear to do that I am up to no good.
I'm in shock. Look, I've got a blanket.
One does not simply walk into Mordor. Don't blink!
Don't even blink. Blink and you're dead.
Big man in a suit of armor? Take all that off? What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. Ran out of oxygen. Helium.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of...
They said, don't do this. This is not air. It's a bad idea.
It is a bad idea.
I'm getting dizzy. Seeing stars. I don't even remember the soliloquy.
That man is playing Galaga. You didn't think we'd notice, but we did.
Did you kill the others?
I shan't.
You must.
I'm going to talk to the statue in the basement.
Did you kill the painting?
Guess place is in that house. So, we hope that you enjoyed yourself and we entertained you.
Because we killed some brain cells for you, that lack of oxygen. I have a really bad headache now.
Yeah, well, hope to see you next time.
Follow us on Twitter
And Tumblr.
and Instagram.
And we don't have any other social media sites.
Send us your request.
We want to know what you want to know so we can tell you what you want to know.
We'll take questions and we'll retweet sassy tweets.
And funny posts.
And cats.
Have a nice day.
Or night.
Or evening.
Or morning.